So good morning, guys. If you don't mind me, it's around 2 a.m. in the morning, so I just felt since the sleep is not coming and probably I have somewhere to be in the morning, so why not just continue the series of videos we've been doing for a while now, and let's talk about some other things. In the previous two videos, I spoke about on this series of what to do when you have very little money, but you want to go into agriculture, or you don't have the power capital, what you can actually do to get yourself going. So we spoke about how to secure a land, that is by looking for every means possible, utilizing your resources, everything about you. Secondly, we spoke about how you can actually go into livestock, and I spoke about two major animals that you can, or let me say livestock, that you can invest in a very small way, and from there, if you know what you're doing, you can develop into a bigger enterprise from that. So today I'll be talking about the third thing we can go to if you have little to no money at all in agricultural business, and it's what I call foraging, or let me say utilizing waste. Now, when I talk about utilizing waste, I'm talking about how in agriculture nothing is a waste. Are you getting me now? So every finished, or let me say every waste product of a particular crop or livestock is actually useful for another thing. Are you getting me now? That's where this issue of producing, processing, and all the likes comes from. So every little aspect of agriculture is very useful to the life cycle of we humans in general. So we're talking about foraging and utilizing waste products, and number one, it's learning how to, agriculture has to do with research. So number one in that particular aspect has to do with white plants, that is making researches about what other things can I do to create feed for animals. Maybe, for example, now there are companies that are into livestock, that they're into birds, for example, or maybe permit me please, any companies that are into pig rearing. So what is your duty as someone who does not have money to do agriculture, but you want to somehow make money out of it and you don't have nothing? So you can actually go into research, learn to identify edible wild plants that maybe in your vicinity, in your area, that you can use to supplement as feed. Like I was saying back in the days when I was rearing rabbits in my secondary school days, there was no all these talks of supplements, blah blah blah, that people do nowadays. There was nothing like that. People made research and we discovered, okay, rabbits can eat this leaf, they can eat this, they can eat watermelon, they can eat pawpaw, they can eat some other edible things. So it's your duty as a person or as an intending agricultural personnel to make research into all these things. As okay, what other plants can rabbits eat? What other plants can I mix together to produce a feed that will be edible to birds? What other plants can I mix together that will be edible for pigs? And so on and so forth, for goats, for cattle, and the like. So getting to know about your wild plants, that's your number grass, what kind of grass can they eat that will save me the cost of buying feed for them? Even your fish, what can I feed to fish apart from the very expensive feed that they're selling today? So think of those things, and when you're able to make your research and get them, you can actually propose these ideas into people who are already in the business and say, okay, instead of spending so much money into all these things, try this with your fish. What I've tested and I know they are not harmful to your livestock, let them eat it. And when they notice that they are eating, they're doing so well, you can start making the supply to them. By doing that, you've not really spent anything except for a little quid on data and the likes, and that's it. From that, you start making money. Then another thing I want us to talk about is food scraps. That is collecting food scraps from local business or neighbors to feed animals. We're still talking about foraging and utilizing waste. I get it now. So you can start, see, this is about providing service. I spoke something in chat when we started the video about providing services for other people's whatever you need from them. So you can start looking for food scraps from local business or neighbors to feed them. For example, now people that do cassava, but that do gari, you can go and collect their cassava peelings and probably go and supply it to people who are rearing goats. Then mind you, when you're giving to people who are rearing goats, goats don't eat cold cassava peelings. You have to process it, put in the little effort. process the cassava peelings, make sure they are dry, pack them in bags. You can sell a bag, maybe 25 kg bag for maybe 100 naira, or maybe 30 kg bag for maybe 200 naira and the likes. It depends on your negotiation power with the clients. Then another one I want to also to look into is the compost making. Compost, see, fertilizer is getting higher these days. Fertilizer is getting very expensive these days, and very few farmers can afford it. That is where you come in as an intended, someone who is passionate about agri. See, how can I produce fertilizers locally? What can I do to produce fertilizers locally? There are so many ways by which you can produce fertilizers by using the waste of some, maybe your decayed apple, your decayed banana, your decayed pawpaw, your decayed tomatoes, mixing them together. Read about how to make them, how to mix them together, how many days are they going to spend before they become usable as compost. Your usage of your what's it called, your goat waste, droppings, your rabbit droppings and the likes. So it's another aspect by which you can make money through agriculture by doing little or no or nothing at all. I get me. You can go to pens, to goat farm, tell them, please, all I want is to be collecting their waste, and I'll be using. See, all these things are based on your negotiation power. Just discuss with them, let them understand how your service can be of use to them and how both of you can benefit from it. As simple as that. So you really don't have to have too much money to get into agriculture. All you need is the passion to want to solve a problem in the agricultural world or in Nigeria or in your community in general. So because of our time, I don't want to take it too much. So because you don't get bored with me. In my next video, by the grace of God, we continue this our talks and probably go into the next phase of how you can do agriculture with little or no money. But before then, I remain your host, Oluwafemi Daniel. Of course, I'm passionate about agric, and the idea is to make sure that everybody understands that we can actually go into agric without breaking our back, and we can produce what we need immediately, even in the backyard of our house. And my purpose is to simplify it for everybody who are interested to bank on this journey, to follow me on this journey, and let's make Nigeria great again. Thank you very much. See you next time.